A square inch of space in the wilderness cannot be equal to a square inch of space in the city. Welcome to another episode, and here we're still on section 14 of chapter 16 of the Holy Quran. And in the last video, we stopped at sign 106. Here, we're going to sign 107. It goes, ذلك بأنهم استهبوا so ذلك بأنهم استهبوا الحياة الدنيا الحيوات الدنيا ذلك بأنهم استهبوا الحيوات الدنيا على الآخرة. This because they love the life of this world, hayawat al-dunya, better than the hereafter. Allah better, Allah al-hayawat al-akhirati, better than the hereafter. وَأَنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَهْدِي قَوْمَ الْكَافِرِينَ. And God will not guide those who reject faith. Those who reject faith. Kaumal kafirin. La yahdi will not guide. There's no commentary to it. Because it's straightforward, I suppose. We now go to sign 108. What does it say? Ulaika allazina taba'a Allahu ala qulubihim. Ulaika allazina taba'a Allahu ala qulubihim. Those are they whose hearts I didn't finish it. Let me finish it, please. Pardon me. Zalika bi'annahum astabu. No. Astabu Allahu. Astabu al-hayawatul dunya al-akhiratu. Wa anna Allah. No, I was going backward. Pardon me. That is still 107. We are going to sign 108. What a mess. Okay. Ulaika allazina taba'a Allahu ala qulubihim wa sam'ihim wa absarihim. Those are they whose hearts, ears, and eyes God has sealed up. Those are those whose hearts, ears, and eyes God has sealed up. Wa ulaika hum alfa wa ulaika hum al-gafilun. Ulaika hum al-gafilun. Gafilun, not to take heed. And they take no heed. Gafilun. Wa ulaika hum al-gafilun. And they take no heed. Gafilin, they take no heed. Commentary 2146. Pardon me. Commentary 2146. Compare chapter 2, sign 7, II 7, full stop. On account of their iniquities and their want of faith, their hearts and their senses become impervious to God's grace, and they run headlong to perdition. That's all the commentary to that's all the commentary to sign 108, and it was commentary 2146 to 146. We now go to sign 109. La jarama, la jarama, annahum fil ahirati humul khasirun. La jarama, annahum fil ahirati humul khasirun. Without doubt, in the hereafter, they will be the losers. Simple. Simple. No doubt about that. If God seals your heart, your hearing, and your sight, that is extremely ominous. Because in the hereafter, you will be a loser. Simple. All right. There's no commentary to it. We now go to sign 110. ثم إن الربك الذين هاجروا ثم إن ربك ثم إن ربك للذين هاجروا من بعد ما فتنوا من بعد ما فتنوا ثم جاهدوا وصبروا إن ربك من بعدها لغافر رحيم. لغافر رحيم. But verily, thy Lord dash to those who leave their homes. ثم ربك للذين هاجروا, those who leave their homes, هاجروا من بعد ما فتنوا, after trials and persecution. After من بعد ما فتنوا, after trials and petitions, فتنوا. ثم جاهدوا, and who thereafter strive. ثم, and who thereafter strive. ثم ما جاهدوا وصبروا, and fight for the faith and patiently persevere. Jahadu, strive and fight for the faith. Wasabaru, and patiently persevere. Tuma jahadu wasabaru. Inna rabaka min bagdaha lagafirun rahimun. Lagafurun rahimun. Thy Lord, after all this, is oft forgiven, most merciful. That is the end of Psalm 110. We're going to commentary to it, and its commentary is to the notes. We're going to note commentary the same. We're going to the note to it, and it's note 2147. is against trials and persecution. Futinu is against the word. Futinu, trials and persecution. Let's go there. I take this verse. I take this verse to refer to such men as were originally with the pagans, but afterwards joined Islam, suffered hardships and exile, and fought and struggled in the cause with patience and consistency. You can see, viewers, that we are finding it very easy now. Islam is very, 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 very easy. As Mr. Caswell would say during his physics lessons, very, 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 very easy. Very, 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 very easy. So we are practicing Islam with a lot of ease now. Nobody to come and molest you for praying in your home or in the open. You can see how people suffered just for accepting Islam. Mm. So we ended with patience and constance. Sabaru. Mm. Their past will be blotted out and forgiven. So uh, their unbelief, their earlier unbelief, and probably consequent persecution of other Muslims, of those who believed, will be forgiven them. That's why the commentator says that he takes this verse to refer to such men as were originally with the pagans. So if you were a pagan and you were fighting against Islam, and now you join Islam, and willingly leave your home to fight, to strive and fight in the cause of God, God has blotted your past life. What a wonderful God. He's forgotten about it. Just like we forget our childhood lives. Some of us. In fact, all of us, because most of our childish life we cannot remember. You can't remember what happened immediately you were given birth until you can walk or until you can crawl and walk. And probably a few years after that, you can't. So God bless the iniquities of the past of the pagans who converted to Islam and fought in the cause of Islam. All right. Uh, their past would be blotted out and forgiven. Mm. Men like Khalid ibn Walid were numbered with the foremost heroes of Islam. Full stop. In that case, this verse would be a Medina verse. It means they left their homes and went and immigrated or migrated to Medina with the Prophet. And that's why this verse is thought to be a Medina verse, a verse brought down to the Prophet in Medina. Okay, a Medina verse. Though the surah as a whole is Makkah. Okay, though the surah as a whole is Makkah. So you can see that these verses have been arranged in a manner that will suit us by the learned ones, our forefathers. Though the surah as a whole is Makan. Full stop. Perhaps it would be better to read with some commentators. Fatanu, Fatanu, that is trials, persecution. Perhaps it would be better to read with some commentators, Fatanu, in the active voice rather than Futina in the passive voice. Mm. To be persecuted and Fatima to persecute or something like that. Mm. Something like that. Pardon me if I'm not right. Futina in the passive voice. And translate after inflicting trials and persecutions into brackets on Muslim, into brackets on Muslim, and also inverted commas, both closed. Notice the parallelism. Notice the parallelism. The parallelism. No, not parallelism. I'm sorry. I'm not seeing well. Notice the parallelism or the parallelism. Notice the parallelism. Parallel to a parallel. Notice the parallelism in construction between the verse and verse 119 below, which you are yet to get to. Unfortunately, we might leave that for our next episode because it starts with a fresh section, which is section 15. So we shall end here. When we come back, we will go to section 15 of chapter 16 of the Holy Quran to continue with section 14, as it were. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Au revoir. May God be with you all.